Hello, this is Gary at Bushcraft. Thank you for watching our video. This week I'm going to talk a little around pignuts. On the ground in front of me here are some pignuts growing through. So the leaves on it, if you're looking at those and thinking they might look a little familiar to you, but if you do any gardening, then they are likely to be familiar to you. So these are in the carrot family, and so the leaves do look very sort of carrot-like. They don't get an awful lot bigger than this. Typically when I find them, I do find them along woodland rides, along the tracks. It seems to be the most common place to find them. So they have a tuber that is edible. So the name pignut, they look a bit like a nut, in fact. So although I just said that they're in the carrot family, don't expect to find a carrot type thing down here. They are much smaller than that, maybe that much in diameter, so that kind of size. You do need to be careful when you're trying to get these out of the ground. So they have a very thin, fragile stalk that goes down into the ground, and then what it'll do is it'll kick off at a right angle, and then the tuber, the nut, will be attached to it. It's important to try to get it out of the ground with the leaf still attached, and this is because we want to be certain that the thing we've pulled out the ground is the thing that we think it is. So certainly in this woodland we'll have pignuts growing in the same places as bluebells. What we wouldn't want to do is to inadvertently unearth a bluebell bulb, partly because it is illegal to disturb bluebells, but mostly because the bluebell bulbs are poisonous, and so we don't want to eat those by mistake. So we need to very, very gingerly kind of try to dig out that tuber, making sure that the leaf stays in contact with it, stuck to it in one piece. Now, on that note of uprooting, digging up these things for the tubers, and we need to have the landowner's permission before we start uprooting plants. So that means either just trying to yank them out the ground, or indeed it means before we start digging them out. We have to have the landowner's permission. We also have to make sure that it is not a Schedule 8 plant. So Schedule 8 meaning that it is a protected plant. So even when we have the landowner's permission, even when we know that it isn't a Schedule 8 plant, my sort of advice on this would be, think very carefully before you start uprooting it. So sustainability is the name of the game here. So if I come along now and I dig all of these up, well, there won't be any for me to come back and get next year. So typically, if I'm digging things up, I'm going to go for the 1 in 10 rule. So I will dig up 1, leave 9 behind, and then I can go back there next year. There will be plenty more for me to be able to forage again. So with this particular patch here in front of me now, I'm not going to dig them up. I've got no need to at the moment. I'm not feeling peckish at all, and there are only sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 of them there anyway. So I just want to leave these and let them do their thing. I hope that's useful for you, something that will enhance your bushcraft and foraging adventures. I'll try my best to get some more content out next week. Make sure you don't miss out on that. You can subscribe either to our blog or to our YouTube channel, either of which are Jack Raven Bushcraft. Until then, take care.